Hello, you're through to Warpzone TV, and today we're talking about 10mm models and fantastic battles, irregular wars, which you could also say Warmaster, since it's basically the same rules. So to start off, I've never really played a smaller game than 40k or anything like that. I've played Epic, that's the only other small game I've played. So one of my mates at work actually recommended a 10mm game, Fantastic Battles, and basically the concept is the old sort of Warhammer models, where you have Empire and Vampires and Vermintide, stuff like that, but also it includes like the Greeks and the Romans and Persians. So yeah, it does have a lot of variant of what army you can take. There's like 20 different armies that you can take. But also, because I'd never been into anything that's smaller than 40k other than Epic, I didn't know where to get my models from. So originally we checked eBay for both of us. We found this creator called mgsminitures, and they had some amazing 3D printed armies. And we found a little starter set, which was Empire and Undead, and it was £25. So there weren't a lot of money to put into it, to just have a little go. And they came within 3 days of ordering, which was fantastic. And we had a quick game, and I have to say, it was probably one of the funnest games I've ever played. The game was quick, easy, the rules were easy to find in the book. It's all in one book. There's nothing you have to buy else, other than obviously the miniatures and this one book. And what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you on what we got in our £25 worth, where we got a little, it was about 500 points each on how it came out to. But all you need for a full army is basically 1,000 points, and you can go on this person's eBay page and find an enormous amount of stuff that you can buy that will contribute to 1,000 points. In 1,000 points, you'll see it on the battlefield when you play it. It's tiny, and you'll think, wow, that's just the easiest thing to carry, easiest thing to play with. So stop me rambling, I'll get on to what we're going to show you. So the first thing that come up to here is the Vampire Lord. So in the game, the Lord / Warlord has certain abilities that bonus, obviously, your armies, and they can also take relics, which are pretty cool. I love this model here. He just looks menacing, and like he's definitely in charge. You can tell that by his pose. But on the Empire side, you have a sort of Archduke, which obviously is a heroic pose with the sword. It's really nicely printed. The vampire in it really nice printed, but I've not really filed anything. I've just took it off with the scalpel. That's all I've done up to now. So next we have the Necromancer, which is a gorgeous model. He's actively rising a skeleton from the dead, or he's draining life away from someone. He can give or take either way. And he has a gorgeous cloak and hood. It looks really nice. He looks really menacing. But I also like the wizard. He looks like he just conjured up a potion. Got his mask on. It's a bit like a Sigmarite mask from Age of Sigmar. So the way magic works in the game is you can roll on a table. It's at random. You can also get higher spellcasters, so level 1, level 2, level 3, and sort of thing. Each spell does a bit better things the higher spellcaster is. But you can only have one spellcaster per 500 points. So luckily, he does give you a spellcaster in this 500 point worth. So you can use one in a little tiny game. Basically, for £25, you're playtesting a new game, and I think it's completely worth it. So next we have the Doom Knights, or Knightly Orders, depending if you're Empire men or vampires. Well, or undead. Basically, these are knights on mounted horses, and they hit hard. But for some reason, what I noticed when we had our small game was that the Knightly Orders for the Empires of Men hit a bit harder than the Vampire Knights, which I don't really get how. But what you can think is maybe because they're undead, they're a bit easier to kill. I don't know. Like I said, I'm brand new to the game. I want to learn more. I want to use this game more than just 40k and 30k. And now we're going on to the actual infantry. So first off, we got a skeleton horde. Which skeletons, obviously like everything else, they are pretty annoying to kill. Also, they're pretty annoying to move, since they only move one, which is really, really slow. Especially when you got a bigger board to play with. But I can also see the good idea of having loads on your battlefield, since they're quite cheap for points. And now we have the Foot Knights, which are the Empire's infantry, and they have heavy melee weapons, which means your defense is always wounded on a 4+, which is pretty strong, to be honest, especially if you're going against a massive squad of ghouls or something that's a 6+ like your warlord. It turns it down to a 4+, so you can instantly like slap them in the face. So as I said, you get some amazing models. You get a warlord each, you get 3 squads of infantry each, you get 3 squads of knights each, all that for just £25. And now we're just going to have a look on the actual eBay page to see what else we could get for the future. So for example, I'm looking at this vampire set, which is a full basically 1000 points with some ghouls, some bats, a dragon, some more vampires, so I can actually run a squad of vampires in the game. Oh, look at these little vampire banner bearers with little bats. That's a nice touch. I do like that model. And for you guys who aren't heretics, he's also got stuff like this Empire Siege tank, which is got loads of detail on it. It's gorgeous for how small it is. But also there is like infantrymen or crossbowmen, and this guy, I have to say, looks like the Inquisitor Sigmarite guy from the old Warhammer Chaos Worlds, where he's like surrounded in a forest by loads of Chaos Knights, and then like that one elf decides to help him. Very strange, from about 7 years ago, but it looks exactly like him. He might have based him on him, but it's such a nice model. I would run that as my warlord, probably, if I ran Empire. Just having a look through the shop real quick, just to show you guys what there is. I know I'm going quite fast here, but there is loads to look at. You can spend ages looking through every single model, and it really nicely priced as well, which I'm sure as a creator he takes pleasure in how much detail he puts into these, and for that price it's a bargain, I have to say. So as an overview, I'm going to say please check out this eBay page, mgsminitures, and I'll put a link in the description just so then you can have a look yourselves and see how nice their models are, and maybe if you want to start a 10mm army for Warmaster or Fantastic Battles, Irregular Wars. So many games you can play with 10mm, not just Epic, which I think that is 10mm. But anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different, but please leave a comment or like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.